I'm the Muffin Man, and today we're going to talk about making taco soup. It's a pretty simple recipe. You can make it at home or here at camp. Typically, you can make it in just a single pot. However, if you have vegetarians like me, you might have to use 2 pots. So today we're going to make it in 2 different pots. I'm going to ground the beef in a skillet and set it off to the side, and then make the soup in another pot. That way, when it's all done, the vegetarians can get their soup, and you can either add the ground beef into the soup, or you can just add it individually depending on your troop or your family's circumstance. So the recipe I'm going to go through today will serve 6 people. Said it's got several canned items. We've got whole corn, some rotel, some kidney beans, pinto beans, a can of diced tomatoes, a diced onion, everybody's favorite ranch, and some original taco seasoning, and 1 or 2 pounds of ground beef. Because I'm a vegetarian, I'm just going to make 1 pound of ground beef. The actual recipe calls for 2. And we also need to throw in 1 tablespoon of salt. So let's get started by browning the beef. Okay, now it's time to ground the beef. Got my camp stove set up here. Normally, and I might have to put these up, these are windshields that'll help with the stove not losing temperature. First thing I'm going to do before I brown the beef is use trusty pan to coat the skillet. Just make things oh so much better. Get our fire lit. Reach you over a little bit. We're going. Skillet's nice and warm. We're warming up. We're gonna slide our beef out into the skillet. And then we'll start browning it. I've got the skillet set on about medium to medium high, so that should be plenty of meat. Got a spatula here that we'll use to dice, flip over, and cook the beef. I am going to stand this up so that the wind doesn't carry all our heat away. One thing we need to do with beans, we need to drain them and rinse them. And one way you can do that at camp is use a can opener, pop a hole in it like that, and just drain it out on the ground. To rinse it, you can pour some water in there, shake it up, and then drain that liquid back out as well. It's a pretty simple way to drain and rinse stuff at camp. Avoids having to take a strainer or all sorts of extra kitchen equipment off to camp. One of the great things about cooking outside is just the freedom it gives you, but it is a little bit more challenging than cooking in the kitchen, where you've got running water, sink, sometimes a dishwasher, garbage disposal. So any tips and tricks to make things a little simpler at the campsite will really go a long ways. The other thing you can do ahead of time, and I didn't do it today, but you can go ahead and dice your onion, cut it up before you head out to camp, throw it in the ice chest with the meat, and then when it's time to cook, it's already diced and you don't have to mess with getting that diced. You can do these steps while you're browning the beef if you want. I chose to do it separately, so we're ready to start making the actual soup. We've got all the cans open. Got cans of beans, 1 can of diced tomatoes, some rotel, some whole kernel corn, our lovely onions that we chopped earlier, and our ranch seasoning, just the dry stuff, not so much the dressing, and then some taco seasoning. Put all those things in there. water, light the fire. Just get the fire lit, we'll stir it up. Get it good mixed up with all the seasoning. So I went ahead and put up the windscreen around the stove so we can save all the heat. The recipe actually says we're going to boil it and then reduce the heat and simmer it for 20 minutes. So got quite a bit of water, so it's going to take some heat. So I wanted to make sure the wind, again, wasn't blowing that away. It's not really a problem you have in your kitchen, generally, like you do out here in nature. Like the soup, you can throw in some corn chips, sprinkle it with cheese, and stir it up, let it sit, and then eat it up. Hope you enjoyed the video.